up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Unleash Her. My name is Krista. For y'all who do not know me, I am a lover and a follower of Christ, but also a lover of all things faith and self-development. And so I just want to hold space for this video. I had a message prepared, and honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all. It's not going as I wish that it would go, and so I'm just going to pivot. I'm going to allow God to just let his spirit flow and do whatever that he sees fit and just allow him to have his way in this moment. And so, Holy Spirit, I just want to say thank you in advance for what it is that you're about to do. I want to say thank you for walking with me. I want to say thank you for being the ultimate help in this season. I love you, I honor you, and I worship you. And I just say, have your way. Like you know how to do best. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. So something that's really pressing on my heart is, do you have what it takes? And I think this is something so powerful because I even have to ask myself this question to stay encouraged. Do you have what it takes to keep going? Do you have what it takes to hold on a little while longer? When everything is not happening how you want it to, when everything seems to be chaotic in your life, when everything seems to be going the opposite of what God promised you, do you have the faith to still hold on and believe him? And I think that takes a certain level of audacity. I think it takes a certain level of audacity to believe God when you can't see the actual manifestation of it, because God says that we are to live by faith and not by sight alone. And so that we have to hold on to something that we have no evidence of it actually coming true. But if you would believe in God, if you would hold steadfast to his promise and press in and get to know him deeper, when everything is going bad, I want to challenge you to something. I want to challenge you to even the more. Make getting in his presence your number one priority. Learn who he truly is, because I am a firm believer. You can hear all about him. You can hear all about God. You can have all of this knowledge, but nothing is compared to being able to actually experience him for yourself. When you experience him one-on-one, and you get to know his true character, and you develop a friendship, a father and daughter, or a son and father relationship with him, it is going to do something so powerful down on the inside of you. It's going to have you actually believing, hey, maybe I can become the person that he designed me to be. That maybe I do have what it takes to walk in the power and the authority to manifest the reality of the vision that was predestined over my life. And it's going to take a different level of audacity to believe that you can become the man or the woman that he's called you to be. He never said that it's going to be easy. Actually, when we come into this relationship, hell gets nervous. Hell gets nervous at the thought of you actually realizing who you are, because he knows the day that you realize who you are, that's trouble for him, because you're going to take that power and you're going to take that authority and you're going to go out and you're going to save the next person. It's going to be a ripple effect that when God blesses you, he's not blessing you to just bless you. He's blessing your generations to come after you. He's blessing a nation that's attached to your name. All of this that's happening to you is preparing you. It's preparing you for a new level of glory, because God knows everything that he has prepared for you. And that's why he said, get in relationship with me now. Get to know me now, because if I can show you who you are, if I can break off the shame and the guilt in your life, if I can break off the things that try to label you from your past, and then I can tell you who you are, and you actually believe what I say about you, you actually believe the vision that I put in your heart, that it was no accident when you actually dreamed the vision that you had, that you would actually start that multi-million-dollar company. It was no accident when he said that you would start a business. It was no accident when he said that you were going to raise that child up to be a man or woman of God. It was no accident when he placed you into that field of line of work. It was no coincidence. He knew that you had what it takes, and all he needs for you to do is believe it. He needs for you to believe that he has placed everything inside of you that you need in order to manifest the reality of which he's called you. And you don't have to know how it's all going to happen. I think that's something that we all really struggle with. We have a certain level of control issues. We want to know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and what it requires of us. And I can go ahead and just be honest, like that's me to a T. Like I'm kind of like a control freak. I need to know the details. I don't even like surprises, because first of all, if you're going to ever surprise me, never tell me you're going to surprise me, because I'm going to harass you. What is it? How do I have to show up? What do I have to do? How many people going to be there? Like just, I need some type of detail. But when God takes over and you allow God to be the director and the leader of your life, you'll realize that he doesn't give you all the details. She shows you glimpses. He'll show you exactly the future, what he has for you, and then he'll require for you to just trust him that he's going to get you to that other side. And so all we have is the middle, which is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen in the middle. We just know that the end, he said that in the end we have victory. In the end, the war is ours. It's a fixed battle, that we're going to come out on the other side stronger, but we don't really know what's going to happen in the middle when we actually enter into that thing. And God is saying, just trust him. Let me give you guys a vision that God showed me. This was a little while ago. I thought this vision was so beautiful. I literally seen it. I closed my eyes, y'all, and I seen this thing. I really seen this thing. It was me on a bridge. And I'm standing on that bridge, and it was so weird because in the far distance, I could see everything that God had promised me. I seen everything that he said that he wanted to give me, everything that he said that he had for my life. And behind me, I could see everything that I've been through. I can see all of the testings and the trials that it even took for me to get to that very moment on that bridge. I seen it all, y'all. I seen it all. Let me see if I can share something with you guys. Philippians 3:13. It says, "But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are ahead." Reaching forward to those things which are ahead. I thought that was so powerful because as I'm on that bridge and I'm looking back at what's behind me, I see the shame. I see the guilt of my past. I know what I've been through. I know the trauma that I've endured. I know the hurt that I've dealt with. I know the hurt that I've even caused other people. And so in that moment, I had to decide, am I going to allow what I've been through? Am I going to allow the things that I've done hold me back to what's in front of me, what I can see in the far out distance? And so Paul said very plainly, but this one thing he does do, forgetting all that is behind, releasing himself from the labels that tried to label him in his past, saying that could never define me. Only Christ can define me. So who do I have to become in this moment to inhabit to where God is showing me out in the far distance? And so I surrendered in that moment. I said, God, have your way. I released everything that I've been through. I released the shame and the guilt of it all. I released every limitation that tried to hold me down in the past. And I say that I have the audacity into this moment to believe that I have what it takes to get to the other side. And so on that bridge, y'all, I told you in the far out, I could see everything that God wanted for me. But in the middle, in front of me, like to get there, it was blank. There was no... I was standing on one ledge, one part of the bridge, but every other piece was missing. Like the bridge had a lot of missing pieces. And God is like, walk. And I'm like, walk? He's like, walk. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk. I'm going to trust you. And so I took that first step and another bridge appeared. And God revealed to me, he said, this is what it means to follow after me, to follow after what I have for you. You're not going to know how it's all going to happen, but if you get into direct alignment with me, if you learn how to flow with me and you learn how to make my presence and my business, your business, and my dwelling place, your number one place that you dwell, it would be a spring of living water. There would be instruction. There would be clarity. I will direct your paths, but I'm not going to give it to you all right now. But if you surrender to this moment, and when I say go, you go. When I say do, you do. I will then be faithful to provide you with the next step, but I'm not going to pour into you until you get to moving. You have to learn how to move with God. You have to learn how to move when he says move. Stay still when he says stay still, because there's something that he wants to show you, something that he wants to pour into you that you're going to need in order to get to that very next level of where it is that he wants to take you. And so that's why I love that so much, because y'all, when I tell y'all I'm on that bridge and I'm like, move, okay, I could fall to my death, or I can trust that you are going to provide all of my needs according to your riches and glory in heaven. And that's what I did. I took that step on that bridge when he said walk, and the next step appeared. And so that just showed me that God is very into the details of our life, that he knows everything that we need, everything that we have to go through in order to develop us into the character of who it is that he has called us to be. Because God is not concerned about where he wants to take you as much as he's concerned about who you become along the journey. it takes you to become a person that you have never seen before, to inhabit all that he actually has for you. A person of character and strong integrity, a person with strong morals, a person with boundaries, a person who knows their self-worth, a person who actually knows the importance of godly character. Purity. And that's something that we don't really want to talk about a lot. But when we say that we're serious about the things of God, we have to understand that his word is his word and that he wants to fashion us according to that word. And we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with being set apart for a little while. We have to be okay with understanding that we are on this earth, but we are not of this earth. And that's why he's calling us up out. That's why he's saying, I'm going to set you apart for greater works. But if you're serious about actually inhabiting all that God has for you, you have to be okay with shedding a lot of your past. You have to be okay with shedding a lot of who you used to be and redefining who you are through him. And so I hope this blessed you. I hope that you found some type of encouragement in this. My only encouragement for you in this moment is to keep going, to keep pressing in, to keep allowing God to redefine who you are and actually have the audacity to one day believe in that. The moment that you believe in that, you are going to literally shake the gates of hell. The enemy wants to hold you down. He wants to keep you distracted. He wants to keep you into a place of stagnation because he knows that if you ever believe that you can become everything that God has called you to become, then he already knows that you're going to be a problem for him. But God is saying, I'm raising up some men and women in this season who's going to have the audacity to believe me, and we're going to set hell on fire. That what I have prepared for you, no man has ever seen, no, nor eyes have heard. What I have for you, what I fashioned for you is just for you. And God is going to prepare a table for you in front of your enemies. But those are reserved for the ones who seek after him, who follow him, who hearken to his voice, who know how to live a life of obedience. And so I encourage you today to take whatever step that you need to take in order to get into alignment with him, to go into your prayer time with him and say, Lord, I surrender. What do you have for me? What is it that you're calling me to sacrifice? What is it that you're calling me to do in this very moment, to be closer to you, to draw near to you? And I promise you, by faith, if you actually believe that prayer, the Lord will direct your footsteps. He will show you and illuminate the path before you. So stay encouraged, keep going, keep the faith, and keep the fight. I will see you guys on the next video.